Today's first story, Goodnight Moon, by Margaret Wise Brown. Pictures by Clement Hurd. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs. And 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens. And a little toy house and a young mouse. And a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush. And a quiet old lady who was whispering, "Hush." Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens, and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, "Hush." Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. The end. Our next goodnight story, Time for Bed, by Mem Fox, illustrated by Jane Dyer. It's time for bed, little mouse, little mouse. Darkness is falling all over the house. It's time for bed, little goose, little goose. The stars are out and on the loose. It's time for bed, little cat, little cat. So snuggle in tight, that's right, like that. It's time for bed, little calf, little calf. What happened today that made you laugh? It's time for bed, little foal, little foal. I'll whisper a secret, but don't tell a soul. It's time for bed, little fish, little fish. So hold your breath and make a wish. It's time for bed, little sheep, little sheep. The whole wide world is going to sleep. It's time to sleep, little bird, little bird. So close your eyes, not another word. It's time to sleep, little bee, little bee. Yes, I love you, and you love me. It's time to sleep, little snake, little snake. Good gracious me, you're still awake. It's time to sleep, little pup, little pup. If you don't sleep soon, the sun will be up. It's time to sleep, little dear, little dear. The very last kiss is almost here. The stars on high are shining bright. Sweet dreams, my darling. Sleep well. Good night. The end.